Hello, I'm live. It's gonna be over in the studio, but I got a new device and it's dead. So anyway, nobody's here yet, but I think I found out. I'm gonna do this live because I like to. Those of y'all that come here know I like to set up things live. That's how I roll. Actually, hold on, let me close out a bunch of windows here. Wow, I got a lot of windows open. I've been using Control H on the Mac a lot, which is just hides windows, and I've been very much a fan of that. Just having less. I went to an ultra wide, which I've been enjoying having that as a part of my thing. All right, let's see. We got the comment section. Oh, hey there. Yeah, good to be catching you live. Morning, everybody. I see everybody's trickling in. Well, hello there, wife. I figured out how to. I don't know if it's coming through smooth, but I don't know if you noticed like this. It's like it flows up smoothly and goes away smoothly. I've been trying to level up my quality more. I'm always trying to learn. But anyway, I think I found the other day. Oh, don't forget to like this live. Yes, don't forget to like this live. Which I was actually looking for my buttons because Candace, I think I stumbled on the files. I haven't set them up yet, but I thought I'd do it live. Just hook up the buttons. So let's see here. But hey, tell me about your week. You know what? Let me bring up the chat feed here. Let's see that scenes. I want overlays. There we go. I gotta optimize this machine because I'm gonna be doing more live streaming. I've upgraded my camera and light setup here so that I can stream from this section more. But let's see, I'm pretty sure they're not working. Oh, that one's working. Okay, so you see, is that why they don't work sometimes? It's because it's looking for them on the server. That's why. All right, so hey, if you like this stream, don't forget to I gotta take my ADHD meds. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all the things. Oh wow, I'm so glad I got these back. Oh, these are great. That means I have my mind blown. So Candace, that should make you pleased, right? Adderall time. Gotta remove the friction. And gotta put in little things. Candace has got me all convinced about using an Apple Watch and just setting an alarm. So I have an alarm that says take ADHD meds. It's been going on for the last 35 minutes. But when it goes off, I hit snooze and I don't turn it off until I take the med. So now that I've done that, take the medication, put it out of sight. So that way when I go to look for it, and then I also keep a bottle of water. I have water, but I keep a separate bottle of water in here so that whenever the medication alarm goes off, I can't I'll go get it in a minute. I'm out of water, because it's not unusual that my water's gone. So the joys of dealing with ADHD. I am all about removing friction, eliminating friction from life as many ways as possible. It works really, really good to just, you don't need restriction. You don't need willpower. You need to learn how to leverage friction. So, I need a bigger desk. Like if I'm going to be in here, I need an L desk, because I need a place here where I can work on things. And then I need here for the computer work, but I love paper. Candace, I think I'm getting a new desk. I think I'm going to get rid of this desk. I'm going to sell it. Because I don't need another desk. Or I don't know, could this be a set desk? I've been wanting a desk for the set. But this one's not on wheels. I'd have to figure out some way to get it on wheels. I don't need a standing desk in here. The reality is, I have my walking thing. I don't know. I'm always in a state of flux. Oh, hi. I'm riddled with ADHD, and I tend to get all over the place. Speaking of ADHD, I know many of you jokers are riddled with that stuff too. I picked up this book, How to ADHD. Come on, focus. Yeah. Anyway, by Jessica McCabe, I think is how you say it. She has a YouTube channel, How to ADHD. Oh gosh, so good, so good. This book it's It's been really helpful. Actually, I need to leave it out. I keep thumbing through it. When I put it on the shelf, it stopped working. Oh, Renee, let's see what you got here. Been struggling with snacking at night for no reason. I did not snack at night for the last 2 days. Hey. Well, I'm going to challenge that, Renee. There is a reason. You're not doing it for no reason. That's the great misnomer. We say, like, I'm doing something for no reason. Like, no. There is a reason. But sometimes we don't know what the reason is. So we say there's no reason. But just because we're unaware of it doesn't mean it's not there. And also, we sometimes we don't want to admit the real reason. I'm not saying that's you. I'm just saying these are two common things. So, something to think about. And let's see what else we got here in the chat. Actually, I was bringing up the chat window and I got distracted by is this the chat window? Yeah, there's the chat. I need to rename that chat. I'm going to do that right now. How do I rename it? There we go. Chat window. Perfect. Now I can scroll through this. Yeah, I suppose a roller chair might make that tricky. That might make that tricky to do that one. That's success looping. You're just working the process, right? Let's see, Sarah, what you got here? Started personal training and just got done with an upper body workout. Excellent. Kristen. I did not get my 10,000 steps. Only got about 69. That's right. I don't worry about perfection. I don't worry about such things. I don't concern myself with such things like that. Actually, you know what? This might be fun. I'm going to show you let me show you my health data. I think I can do this. Let's see. First thing I need to do is, wait a minute. There's a screen. I can open my phone. Hold on. I have not tried this feature yet. There's supposed to be a way I can open my phone on the computer. Macs are so fun. All right, connect. Come on. Is it going to connect? Connecting. Oh, come on. The phone is not in use. Okay, this is... All right, I have turned off the phone. I'm connecting. All right. Let's close the app. Let's try reopening the app. One more time. Connecting. There we go. All right, so now I should be able to bring up a screen share of the phone here on the screen. Oh, this is going to be so cool if I can do this. Oh, I have two chat windows. Oh, there it is. All right, so let's see. So I can change that to phone mirroring. Haha, look at that. That's so cool. I can bring my phone up on screen and I can control it from here. Like, check this out. You're looking at my actual phone. Like, oh, wait, what did I just do? What was it? Okay, so it's a little fickle. I'm doing it with a mouse to control this. Oh, this is neat. All right, so hold on. I'm going to turn that off while I find the health. Let's see, search, because I use search a lot. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. I can just pull this up. So here is my health data. And this is why I like to wear a smartwatch and keep it around. And so you can see like my cardio fitness slowly improving. It's not as good as where it used to be. If we go back a year, I mean, you can really tell where I stopped running. It comes back up. So, but it's getting better. I'm getting back into things. So if we go 6 months, yeah, this is when I went into my deficit. Well, when I went into my deficit, yeah, I stopped running all that. And then you can see the last month, last week, day. So my VO2, so what's the same? My VO2 max is 43. And lean body mass. So you can see month, 6 months. You can see where I started my deficit and came down. So boop, 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 boop. Brought that back down. There we go. We'll go to show all health data. Oh, wait, no, that's what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you my steps. So if I come here and let you see my steps, so you see this is I mean, it's getting today, which has virtually nothing, but I've averaged 6,400, including today. But if we just look at the month, 8,800, 6 months, a year. I love having this trend data and looking at it. I have not chased perfection at all, but I love, like, so if I look at the year, I'm averaging 8,400 steps for the year. How many are you averaging? Now, and I trust this pretty well, but I mean, because I'm pretty religious about wearing this. And I even sleep with it to get my sleep tracking. So if we come here to the week, we could see I averaged 7,700 a day over the last 7 days. But look, see, it's all over the place. This is why I'm all about weekly average on steps. So with what Kristen was saying here, I think it's, it's important. No, that's not what Kristen was saying. Where were the steps? I gotta scroll up here in the chat to find it. There it is. So what Kristen was saying here, just had to remind us that perfection is not the goal. Yeah, right, because perfect doesn't matter. That's just not how trends and data work with things like that. But, I'll let you see some other things. You can see I'll let you see my health stats. I mean, see the sort of things I track. Like here's my resting heart rate. So if you look at the last year, my resting heart rate used to be a lot lower, 46, 56. So I've gained 10 beats since last December. Oh, wow. Okay. So I have fallen a bit far, but that's okay. I was running a lot more in the past. We'll get back to that. Now sleep. Oh gosh, I have just been, you can see where I struggle with sleep. But there's times where I don't wear my watch very well. But you can see here the last month, it's been, normally I want that over 7. So I'm a little low. Sleep I've been struggling with. I struggle in the summer. It gets hot. It's hard to keep my room cool where I'm at. And I sleep so much better when it's cold. And the winter I'll be able to sleep a little bit better. But, so if we look at like today's, let me see the breakdown now. Anyway, so sleep's something I need to work on, or I've been working on it. I haven't gotten it where I want it. So it's not I need to, I am actively doing it. Here we go. Average 9,000 steps a day over the past 26 weeks, which down to that tracks. I've been taking a lot more steps. You know what? Here, I'm going to bring the chat window up. Y'all can be chatting on the other side while I'm looking at this. Flying from right. There we go. And let's see, what other health stats can I show you that I look at in here? Let's see. Yeah, Laura, we got 2 fans going in the room. It's just, we have to have a portable AC unit. And so it's the pits. Oh, here's a bike ride I did yesterday. So this is an example of some of my movement. Oh, here we go. Anyway, well, it's not loading. Actually, you know what? Here, let's go to, how do I go home? Come on. There we go. So now I want fitness. Okay, so here we can see the rings. So like this was the one I did yesterday. So you can see yesterday's, it's just a low intensity workout on a bike. It's an e-bike, but so you can see my heart rate right here, all basically zone 1. So if I come down here and do heart rate, yeah, you can see almost all of it was in zone 1. Just a smidge in zone 2, about 1 minute, 42 seconds. But, that's what I was going for. It is not cold in our room. My wife and I have, it's the age-old battle between a married couple. One thinks it's too hot. One thinks it's too cold. So Candace and I have that battle too. But if we come in here, we can see, again, like the whole perfection thing. I've been able to stay thin. And notice this. There ain't no perfection here. Look at that. There ain't no perfection here. I don't close my rings every day. I don't care. if you scroll back, you can see I've never cared. I just don't care. I mean, I just truly don't. I mean, because it's just about the average. It's just about, how am I averaging? Once I ditched chasing streaks, my life got so much easier. It got so much easier to take care of myself. So you can see I do 700 calories for my move goal, exercise 40 minutes. Hey, you know what? This will be fun. Let's do this. Let's scroll way back in time. Let's see. Which direction is the scroll? This direction? That one. Okay. We're going to scroll way back. I wish there was a search feature. When I'm doing this on the phone, I can scroll much further back. I can scroll faster. Let's see. What if I click and drag? No, it wants me to use the scroll wheel. Oh, wow. This is going to take forever. I don't know if I want to do this. I was going to go all the way back to 2019 when I first got started, but normally that's a lot faster when I'm on the actual live phone instead of this thing. So I'm not going to do that. Anyway, but you can get a sense of this is the stuff I look at. I mean, I'm in here all the time looking at these things. I mean, every day looking at it. I don't do the Fitness Plus or anything. I don't pay for it. At least I don't think I do. I don't think I have any free trials or anything. All right, how do I go back to the home screen? Well, anyway, I'll take that away. Oh, whoops. I resized the chat window. Didn't realize that. So, let's see. It's a work chair, so I'm hesitant to make any alterations. Oh, right, with the under desk elliptical thing with a wheelie chair. Yeah. They can be, actually, now that you mentioned it, Misty, a lot of chairs like mine, I bought my chair myself. The wheels are just press in. I could literally just go underneath there and just pull them out. I mean, you got to pull pretty damn hard, but, yeah. So, I thought I would talk today about GLP-1s for just a minute. Actually, hold on. I want to set up a new view here. I want to do a view that has me with the chat, and then we'll set that up. So let's see. Seeing if I already have one already set up. It doesn't look like I do. Wow. I got to really organize my Ecamm thing. That's the software I use to stream. Okay. Let's see. What's this one? Oh, that's the YouTube feed that I was using from before. I mean, I guess that one's fine, but I'm really looking for... Oh, that's a screen share. That's another screen share. Main feed with ticker. All right, you know what? We'll just repurpose one of these. I'm going to repurpose this one. So I'm going to make this me. Hi. Hi, that's me. And then I'm going to make this one be the chat window. We'll resize this. And then we will get to the topic that I was going to discuss today, which is GLP-1s. While I'm talking, any of you here on a GLP-1? Curious if you are. Totally okay. I don't actually. I'm going to share my opinion on GLP-1s here in a second. I think if I'm going to talk about them, I ought to have the courage to be transparent with what I think about them. All right. It seems like that would be a reasonable thing to do. All right. I think I got that one right here. Flying from right. So now when I take that off, that should drift out. There we go. That'll drift. Now I need to bring it back. Now we need to make me bigger. Let's see. How big can I do this? And then rearrange. I want that to be a square. There we go. Yeah, that works. We'll leave it like that. It seems to be fair, working well enough. Whoop, dang it, man. So when I zoom the scroll wheel on one of these windows, that makes it smaller. Noted. Noted. Okay. GLP-1s. So first, let me tell you how I first came in contact with GLP-1s. So I had already lost all my weight. I'd lost it all. And I had a client Now the client started talking to me. He's like, yeah, I just started Manjaro. And I was like, and he was talking to me as if I should know what it was. And I was like, man, I have no idea what that is. I've never heard of it. And he goes, oh, it's this new weight loss medication. It's a shot. And I was like, all right. So I'm, of course, at the time, GLP-1s were not widely known. This is years ago. And so I was very skeptical. I was like, all right, what is this? So he's like, yeah, it makes me where I don't want to eat at all. And I'm like, this sounds like an appetite suppressant, which I was very much against. And so I was like, okay, I get off the call and I start researching it right away. And I'm saying like, okay, I've never heard of this, but this is not like anything else I've seen. This is something different. And it was very challenging to work with this individual, not because they weren't losing weight or anything. The person didn't want to eat. And a big part of my approach with weight loss is we got to work on your relationship with food. I got to teach you how to eat when you're hungry. I got to teach you how to live with food noise. I got to teach you how to become a thin person. And we have to do work with food. And it was very difficult to do that when my entire philosophy expected we were going to be doing something with food, and then the person would never get hungry, but maybe once a day. And the person was wanting to do OMAD. So it was very challenging. The person was having weight loss and everything. And I was just like, why are you even meeting with me? I mean, I couldn't understand it because I didn't understand what this GLP-1 was at the time. So I'm learning more and more about it. And this was before it was being fully listed everywhere for weight loss. This is like months before it started happening. And the FDA did their reclassification for weight loss. And so I stopped working with this person. I just couldn't figure out. I couldn't figure out how to help him because it's like I see that this is working, but I'm like, I don't understand. Like, why are you even working with me? Like, it seems to be working. Of course, I'm scratching my head, being like, well, do they have to stay on it? Does it change how their body metabolizes food? Why does this work? I just didn't know anything about it. So I'm learning more and more and more about it as time's going on. And then I had another client that had one, was on it. And the person didn't tell me, by the way, until like 4 weeks in. And then the person's like, oh yeah, I'm on a GLP-1 and I'm doing this. So I'm like, okay, I didn't know this. Like, this is now some things are starting to make sense. But the person had to stop taking it. Now, this was my first client I've ever been working with that had to stop taking it. She gained back 10 pounds within just a few weeks, gained back 10 pounds. And she talked about how the food noise and the hunger was just coming back with such crazy intensity. She's like, it's just overnight, just crazy intense hunger noise, food noise, hunger signals, whatever you want to say it was. And so I was like, okay, interesting. And so then that formed me having this hypothesis that like, okay, when a person's on a GLP-1, their hunger goes away, which means they don't develop any sort of practice learning how to handle this feeling. It would be like having a medication that always takes away your anxiety. You never have any anxiety and you go off the medication and now you feel anxiety for the first time in decades and you don't know how to process it. You don't know how to deal with it. You know how to handle it. It is a brand new sensation. And so it's overwhelming probably because you've never experienced it before and you have no practice because a medication was suppressing it. So I realized like with hunger, we have a person that has basically let hunger rule their life, which I was one of them. The moment you get hungry, you eat. Okay, great. And then, as soon as they go off the medication, the hunger comes back with a vengeance, mind you. And now the person really doesn't know how to deal with it because they really didn't know how to deal with it before at all, but they really don't know how to deal with this intense hunger. No, not at all. And so what ends up happening? Well, what ends up happening is the person immediately starts eating a bunch because they don't know how to handle it. That was my hypothesis. They're like, okay, a GLP-1 is only going to work while they're taking it. And when they go off of it, they're going to go right back to the psychological state. And here's how I equated it. My ADHD meds. Here's the thing. When my ADHD meds, in my case, I'm using these days, it's Adderall. When Adderall is running through my system, my brain works different. And when the Adderall wears off, my brain goes back to default state. And you know what? I will always be ADHD. I could take Adderall for 30 years. And if I stop taking it, I will be just as ADHD unless my brain just happened to have outgrown some of it or something. So the medication doesn't take away the underlying problem. It's aspirin for a headache. It negates the symptoms that are coming as a result of the underlying problem. In my case, it's a neurodivergent wiring in my mind that causes me to have to live inside of a brain riddled with ADHD. It's a fun thing. And so I realized like some of us, we have a bunch of food noise, you have a bunch of hunger, and we don't ever learn how to deal with it. And so, and a lot of this isn't genetic. A lot of this is just like it's not like there's something wrong with you. Like, to be clear, very few of you, is there actually something wrong with you that's messing up your hunger signals? Like, no, the overwhelming majority of you, you're completely normal. There's nothing wrong with you. You just think there's something wrong with you, and so you act like there's something wrong with you. Therefore, you get results that match something's wrong with me. But it's not because something's wrong with you for realsies. Remember, what the mind believes to be true is true as far as that mind is concerned, and you possess the power of self-sabotage. So if you believe something's not possible, it will not be possible. Not because it is impossible, it is because you will ensure that it is not possible due to your power to self-sabotage. But I digress. Let's come back to the point that I was talking about with GLP-1s. My hypothesis was, and I'm doing the research, this is years ago, that like, okay, if a person goes off the GLP-1, they're going to return back to the mental state that they were before, which included all this food noise that they didn't know how to deal with then. They're definitely not going to know how to deal with it now. And they're going to gain their weight back, just like everybody else that goes on a diet. So I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, well, does that mean people have to stay on this forever? So I started researching that. I started looking at what are doctors telling patients. So I went to anybody I knew that was currently taking a GLP-1, which at the time was like 6 or 7 people. So it's not like it was a lot, but probably more than most, because I could have an open, honest conversation with them about it. And I said, do me a favor, ask your doctor, what is the end game here? Like, once you've lost all the weight, what's the plan? And universally, this is years ago, universally, every single person I went to about that, again, all like whopping 6 of them, said, I don't know. The doctor never actually talked about that. We never talked about what happens when I lose all the weight. I'm like, cool. Can you find out? And if you don't mind, I'm just curious what they say, because I don't know what the answers are. I don't know what the standard response from a doctor is going to be. Every single one of them came back and said, oh, my doctor said I'll probably have to stay on it forever if I want to stay thin. So I'm like, okay, that doesn't seem like the right answer. I mean, I get it, but like, you can lose weight without this, because I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, you just created a dependency. You've created a dependency upon a medication, and you're going to take this body that you're going to love and you're going to attach it to a monthly thin subscription via a shot. And it's like, no, a lot of people are going to keep paying this. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, this is the perfect drug. We have a world that is incredibly stressful, loaded with ultra processed, hyper-palatable foods engineered by the world's best food scientists, and most of our food is manufactured by the same handful of mega corporations that all own a bunch of other little companies, and they're all designing to get us to eat more and more and more food. And now they can sell us a shot that'll regulate us, so I don't have to control myself on the food, and I don't have to control myself on the weight loss. I don't have to control myself at all. I can just manage it all through chemistry. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, they've created the perfect drug. Society's going to make people fat, and it's going to make people want to emotionally eat. And then we created a medication that solves that, and that doesn't require a human to change and doesn't require us to look at the system. We'll just take a medication, and they have to keep paying for it. Ooh, I started like really thinking about the value of like, man, wow. I mean, talk about making money. I mean, the manufacturers of GLP-1s are just printing money. Did you know I could actually add GLP-1 to my coaching business, and I'm not even a doctor? I don't have to do that. I could get it added to my business. I'm not going to, but I could. That's nuts. I just found that out like this last week. I just found out I could add GLP-1s to my business legally. I should not be able to do that. But I could. And then we got this compounding thing going on, which is, I didn't know anything about compounding until recently. I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So backing up, I had this hypothesis, and then I'm like, well, I have the ability to reach a lot of people that are wanting to lose weight, that are wanting to do GLP-1s. I have social media where I could get anecdotal information from there, as well as I have clients, I have group programs. And so I started digging into this hypothesis that like, you're going to have to stay on it. And so here I am years later, and here's what I've realized. You have to stay on it. And there's not a lot of studies because it's still new, but the best I've seen so far is the average length of time a person is going to take it is 2 years. But that's like saying I'm going to take my ADHD meds for 2 years and then go off them. It's like, well, okay, so I'm going to have my life be ruled by ADHD. I'm going to go on my meds, and then I'm going to go off them. Now, I did do that, but I had to make a lot of real lifestyle changes. In like, I had to change my job. I had to get a different career to be able to not need these things. But as you can see, I'm back on them again. So it's not like It's not like it's a cure. It's not a permanent cure. It's a temporary cure. It's like aspirin for a headache. When it wears off, it wears off. And so the part I started thinking about it is like a GLP-1 will work. I can't say it won't. It does. But it will also leave you dependent upon it. You have to keep taking it. Otherwise, you don't know how to handle your own headspace. And so a lot of people, and I've talked to many people, they have entered into this with the assumption that they're going to go off of it at some point. They're going to transition off of it. And I'm like, no, you're not, probably. Not if you want to stay as thin as you make it. Because you don't have to actually change your thinking. A GLP-1 does not change your thinking. So many people won't work on a movement habit and work on regulating their food when they would receive direct benefit from it. Right? They won't work on these things. They won't work on getting a movement habit integrated in their life. They won't start changing their lifestyle to put more movement into their life. So think of this. A person won't do this when they would actually lose weight and make permanent lasting changes. They won't. So what makes you think a person would do it when they're getting the benefit that would come anyway? So it's like, I'm taking this shot, I'm losing weight. Why would I go out and create a movement habit that can handle all the season changes and persist through the decades? Why would they do that? They don't have it. There's no incentive. And I know people are like, oh, once they lose weight, they're going to start making their life healthier and doing everything. I really don't think that's what's going to happen to the majority of people. I think that's going to happen for many people, sure. But I really, really, really don't think that is going to happen for the majority of people. I think the majority of people are going to go on the shot. They're going to leave everything about their life intact, which means they're going to leave all of the reasons and the contributing factors behind weight gain. They're going to leave it intact. They're going to leave it intact. So if they ever go off the medication, all the underlying causes are still there and the weight gain is going to come back. Or the weight's going to come back on the body because the person never actually addressed the problem. Because GLP-1s are not addressing the underlying problem directly in the way that people think it does. Because most of us think we have a weight loss problem. You don't have a weight loss problem. Most of you, if we totaled up all the weight you've lost over your life, you've lost more than you weigh at your biggest, for many of you. Not all of you, but many of you. I've lost hundreds and hundreds of pounds over my life. Hundreds. The problem is whenever I wasn't actively losing weight, I was gaining it back because I didn't have a weight loss problem. I had a weight gaining problem. Anytime I wasn't actively losing weight, it was gaining. You know how much time I spent trying to solve that problem? None. Until I finally started trying to solve that problem, and then weight loss became easier. Because when you're not gaining weight back every time you're not losing weight, you actually now can maintain weight over a long period of time. I'm the same weight I was when I lost all my weight. Or no, I guess I'm a few pounds heavier, but I put on muscle mass. So, but I'm the same body fat percentage as when I lost all my weight. And so anyway, this has all led to this situation where we have GLP-1s now that are completely prevalent, totally commercialized. I have felt it in my business. I've talked to lots of other coaches. They feel, I was just talking with someone this past weekend. She was saying her business is massively taking a hit. You look at Weight Watchers, you look at Noom, all of these folks said they're not going to do GLP-1s. Now they're all offering GLP-1s because they're publicly traded companies, right? Or they're big enough that they're all about the holy altar of profit. And so they have no choice. They have no choice. I don't blame them. They have no choice. The market wants the GLP-1s. They're going to give the market what they want, and they need to stay in business because all these people are attached to the company. And a lot of people have their retirements. And I mean, the businesses are going to do what they got to do. I'm not mad at them. It's frustrating that this is what the situation is creating. And even in my own business, I've felt the pressure. I mean, I'm adapting to okay, how can I modify my practice where I'm not alienating those with GLP-1s? Because those that are on GLP-1s, I still want to serve you. I don't want you to feel alienated and repelled. I just want you to be well informed. That's it. I'm fine. If you want to lose all your weight through weight loss surgery or GLP-1, that's fine. I mean, I have personal opinions about it. I personally would not do it. But it's easy for me to say that. I'm a skinny bitch over here on the other side. The reality is, if we go back to Chris 6 years ago, so if we go back to this guy right here, this version of Chris right here, this is before I even had before I was even considering weight loss, but it was the same year. It's this guy, or no, this is the year before. No, this is the same year. Yeah, no, that's the same year. This guy right here, I can't be sure he wouldn't have gone on a GLP-1 if he was offered it. That's the thing. It's I'm not sure I wouldn't have taken it. I really think I might have taken a GLP-1. But it's easy for me on this end. I've lost all the weight and didn't need it. It's easy for me to be like, no, I wouldn't take it. But I can't say that. I really don't know. I wouldn't take it knowing what I know now. Knowing what I know now, considering I'm a weight loss coach and I've had exposure to thousands of people's weight loss journey, and I have made it my life's purpose for the last 4 years of my existence to study obesity and weight loss only. That's it. I work on my own health, my family, my business, and my business is to serve weight management. That's all I do. That's all I do. And knowing everything I know now, I would never consider a GLP-1 unless there was something wrong with me. And I have proof and a second opinion backing up the proof that there's something wrong with me. Dr. Me and Dr. Google and Dr. Chat GPT would not be the thing that would help me believe that there's something wrong with me. I would have to have proof. Otherwise, no, I would not do a GLP-1. If somebody were to ask me, Chris, do you think I should go on a GLP-1? I can only think of a handful of scenarios where I would say you should do it. Like, I genuinely think it's the absolute 100% correct and right answer. The reality is I don't think it's necessary. But this guy, he probably would have taken it. Like, I really, really genuinely believe, I think that he'd have taken it if it was offered to him at the time, because he didn't think he could do it. He didn't know what I know. He didn't know about the behavior change. He didn't know about the psychology of it. He didn't know that his problem was he had a weight gaining problem. This guy didn't know that it was his lifestyle, habits, routines, environment, community, and belief systems. He didn't know he had to go change those. A shot doesn't change those. He didn't know that, though. All he was thinking was, something's wrong with me. I don't like eating healthy food. There's nothing I can do. I'm just going to keep gaining weight. And so, now, ultimate Melissa, again, listen to what I just said. Listen to what I just said. I don't have a problem with GLP-1s. I said that just a few minutes ago. But you don't do the same damn work. Look, you do have to do the work, but let's be very clear. You are not doing the same work if you're on a GLP-1. If you are on a GLP-1, you are doing none of the mental work with food noise, unless you're one of the unlucky people that the GLP-1 didn't do anything for your food noise, which that happens to some people, but that's not normal. So no, it is not the same damn work. A person on a GLP-1 is shortcutting the hunger work. They're not shortcutting anything else. You still got to do it all. But the hunger work, yeah, it's a shortcut. It's a shortcut. It is. You can't tell me it's not. It is. There's no denying it. But my thing is with the GLP-1 is you're creating another problem, though, which is a dependence upon this medication. If you want to use a GLP-1, that is fine. Literally come into one. I have a program running right now at the bottom of the page. GLP-1 is welcome. I have a whole section of how do you modify things with being on a GLP-1. But I just make no mistake. If you're on a GLP-1 and you lose all your weight, and versus somebody that went through my program without a GLP-1, I'm going to say the person that went through my program without a GLP-1 has a greater chance of keeping the weight off than those with the GLP-1 if the person on the GLP-1 comes off of it. Because the person on the GLP-1 is not psychologically prepared to handle being off of it. Because you haven't had to do the work with dealing with your hunger. You didn't have to do any of it. It was all done for you. It was taken away. It's just like when I take this, I don't have to do the work of learning how to focus an ADHD mind. And normally I do that, but sometimes my life gets so busy and stressful and difficult that I need help with my medication because it's just, it is so hard for me to do what a neurotypical person can do with, like, it takes me twice the mental effort to do what a neurotypical person can do in certain areas of life. It's just not the same. So when I take the medication is just getting me to baseline. I still got to do things on top of that. And so, let's see, Melissa, you're saying see earlier comment. Let me see. Did you leave another comment? Oh, you left some others. For those taking the meds thinking they need to solve everything, no different than going on a fad diet. People like to, yes, that's fine. But again, don't sit here and say you're doing the same thing as somebody not doing a GLP-1. I see many people on a GLP-1 acting like they're doing the same thing as those that are not. It is not. It is easier. It is easier. It is like orders of magnitude easier when you're on a GLP-1 versus when you're not. It's not the same. It's just not. And I have a lot of exposure to it. It's not anecdotal. I'm not personally taking it. This is all just me observing those that take it and getting to have lots of conversations with people that are taking it. Is it anecdotal what I'm saying? Yes, I'm aware it's anecdotal. But I've also read the studies, of which there's not a ton. And I keep a pulse on what other people are doing to get secondhand anecdotal information. I do want to do some studies on it personally. Like I've been talking with some people. I'm trying to decide. I'd like to do an actual study next year on something. And I'm trying to decide what I want. And I don't know, maybe GLP-1 thing would be interesting. Because I have the opportunity to access a lot of people and I have hypotheses, I have theories. But anyway, this guy right here would have taken it. So I don't have an issue with people taking it, just to be clear. I really don't. It's just a lot of people take it not informed, not fully informed. That you are basically signing up for a subscription to thinness, a monthly subscription that you take in the form of a shot. And it's also going to ruin your relationship with food, including making food not that fun anymore. I still get to enjoy food. I can eat whenever I want. With a GLP-1, that all goes away. You don't enjoy whatever you want whenever you want. It makes food less appetizing, less appealing. And I guess that's fine, but it's like, gosh. I mean, I'm about to make a stupid, extreme, ridiculous comparison, but it's like a person that's having a problem with too much sex and so they get castrated. It's like, yeah, but now you can't enjoy it at all. And so it's like, no. Like, the cost of a GLP-1 is much more than the money. And I don't think it's worth the cost, to be honest. But I don't fault people for doing it because they don't know any better. They don't know. Because as I said, if I think of back to old Chris, he'd have taken it. This guy would have taken it. Like, I really, truly believe old me would have taken it. And on this side of it, having lost all the weight, knowing what I know now, that would have been a less desirable path than I took now. The path I took is much better. I'm not dependent on anything or anyone. I rely completely on me now. And that's what I teach others how to do. The objective is to no one's reliant on me or my programs. The objective is people that they're reliant on themselves. I want to be fired. My goal is to be fired by everyone I work with. And if you stay around, it's just because you enjoy the company. Right? It's not because you need it. I don't want people to need what I'm offering. I recognize some people are in a temporary state of needing what I'm offering. And what happens is people go to, and they get a permanent medication, not understanding. And here's the problem. And this is why I want to talk about it today, because there's another trend I have been noticing for now 2 years. And I'm finally, after 2 years, I am comfortable publicly talking about it because I can observe the trend is not improving, and I am talking to other people in my profession, and they are confirming this. And it has been years, and now I'm comfortable saying, and it's getting worse, is doctors are pushing GLP-1s on people who don't need it. I have clients who are losing weight. They're losing weight, and their doctor will not with no request from the person, will bring up the GLP-1 and offer it. Not only will they don't casually offer it, they push it and try to persuade the person to do it. Stalls in the scale are normal. Doctors even know that slow and steady weight loss is better, more sustainable, and healthier on the body. And yet, when I have a client who experiences a little bit of a stall in the scale while they're still making the lifestyle changes, in that moment, the doctor's like pushing the GLP-1. This is normal. A stall in the scale. And it's like, this keeps happening. I don't have an issue. If a patient of a doctor is struggling with their weight, they don't have a problem, they're not making any headway, and the person's coming to the doctor, the person doesn't know what to do. They don't know. They literally believe they're wrong, but they believe they've tried everything. They're even saying like, I've tried everything. I can't lose all this weight. And they're talking to the doctor saying, doctor, please help me. I don't blame a doctor in that moment looking at that patient being like, I have a solution for you. It's a GLP-1. I don't blame the doctor for that. Not in any way, shape, or form. That makes sense. The doctor doesn't know. Doctors are not often weight loss professionals. They do not know how to lose weight. Doctors often know you need to lose weight. They know why you need to lose weight. They mechanically understand what is happening to lose weight. But doctors aren't usually, as an example, specially trained in behavior modification as it relates to obesity and weight loss. In fact, not even a lot of therapists are trained on that. Many are not. Many people, they learn about the extremes, the binge eating disorder, the anorexia nervosa, the orthorexia. They learn about the extremes. But I don't deal with the extremes. I deal with the regular stuff in the middle. This is like I eat my feelings. I got a stressful job, and when my life gets stressed, I start eating all my feelings, and I don't know how to stop. Nobody ever taught me how to live with the hunger that goes on within my body. I don't know how to live with it. I don't know what to do with it. Nobody ever taught me about food, about protein, about nutrition, just some basic fundamentals. Nobody taught me basic nutritional literacy. Just like when I was younger, nobody taught me basic financial literacy, and I had to discover Dave Ramsey, so Dave Ramsey would teach me basic financial literacy. And I've realized with food, that's a lot of times all a person needs is basic nutrition and food and movement literacy, just the basics, and then go do the basics, the same shit our grandparents were doing. And it works. It works. And doctors aren't trained in this stuff. They're trained in the extremes. And a person being 300 pounds is not extreme. I know it seems like it's extreme, but it's not extreme. It's a byproduct of a systemic problem that is not the body problem. It's a societal problem. And we need to deal with this by working on people. And so I don't blame the doctors for doing it when a person is in front of them presenting as helpless and hopeless. And the doctor, who has a heart of a helper, wants to help heal the person in front of them. I don't fault a doctor. And honestly, were I in their shoes with their training and their knowledge, I would do the same thing as those doctors. What I don't understand is the patients who are losing weight. They have made progress. They've lost 50 pounds in a year and a half, which is healthy. That is about as healthy a weight loss as it comes. That is such a healthy rate. Yes, it could be a little faster. It could even be a little slower. But 50 pounds in a year and a half is super healthy. And a doctor will offer a GLP-1. The patient is not presenting as helpless or hopeless. The patient is presenting as hopeful and empowered. And they aren't presenting with a lack of recent evidence of progress. They are presenting with a year-plus long recent track record of continual progress. And they clearly are demonstrating and presenting with a support network behind them. Everything about the patient is presenting that the patient is changing their mind, changing their direction, and they're beginning to move themselves into an empowered and a more positive place in life. And the doctor will come in and offer a lifetime subscription to a medication. I don't get it. No one has been able, I posted about it on social media. I've been reading the comments. Still, no one's given me a good reason, because people say it's about the money. Okay. I don't accept that. I don't accept it's about the money, because it's super ignorant. No, that's not the right way to say this. It is very illegal for doctors to be getting kickbacks. And I'm aware that some doctors could be getting kickbacks, but this is happening from just like Joe Blow doctor in Podunkville nowhere. I don't think Joe Blow doctor in Podunkville nowhere in some little mamby-pamby nothing clinic is getting kickbacks from Big Pharma. Maybe they are. I don't know, but nobody can show me anything about it. I really don't think it's big kickbacks. I think it is truly a belief system and a paradigm of the medical profession. And I really, really, really want to know. I want a doctor to tell me why a doctor thinks it is in the best interest of a patient to push a GLP-1 on a person who is clearly doing something that is working. Like, I don't get it. And I wish it would stop, because it keeps happening. For 2 years, I have been watching this happen. And I've only been watching it's only getting worse, and I don't solicit this information very often. Usually the information, I like to wait and let it manifest in front of me, because I'm like, look, the odds of me getting the one and only person that this is happening with manifesting in front of me, telling me this story is not it. So again, all right, so I see this. You say it is about the kickbacks, but how? How are they getting kickbacks on this? That's what I don't understand. Nobody can tell me that. Logistically, how does a doctor consistently get a kickback on this? Because my understanding is it's illegal. Like, that's illegal to do. So it would have to be covered up. It would have to be hidden in a way, and I don't understand it. And I think this could be the case. I have considered this, that maybe they've watched the people gain and lose it so much But it's like, this is honestly probably the only answer that I could kind of accept. Is this one? They're just like, well, they look at the patient in front of them thinking like, well, you're probably just going to gain it back. Because, yeah, I mean, statistically, a lot of people are if they do it through crash dieting stuff. But like, I don't know. That means doctors are looking at patients with a just pure state of hopelessness and helplessness and completely and totally jaded and not looking at them believing that they can make the change. And maybe that's the case because doctors aren't with their patients all the time. They see them once every few months, usually very quick and rapid, super detached. I mean, our medical industry is not the same as it used to be, even just in my short lifetime of 40 years. And I don't see it getting better. But let's see. I think this doctor might think this is one more yo-yo. Yeah, so what Rio was saying. And that could be. That could be. But it's just, this might be more what it is, though. The core, the root cause. Most doctors don't believe that people can keep the weight off. And that might be. Doctors might have a very jaded view of humans. Look, Candace can tell you this. She's probably the only person that's ever seen it. Candace is the only person that's ever seen it. Look, I've lost hope a few times and felt the jaded feeling of humans changing, completely sweep over me in a weak moment of myself, and it completely demoralizes me. And I'm just like, why even try? Why even try? I've felt that. And I've had to talk myself out of it and had to, it's happened about 3 or 4 times in the last 4 years where I get so overwhelmed and I just feel like I'm fighting a hopeless battle. But I always pull myself out of it. And the thing that pulls me out of it is the story I learned when I was 19. This man walking down, it's a made up story, but this man's walking down a beach and there are starfish all over the beach that got washed up on shore. Most of these are going to die. And this guy's walking down the beach and he sees this person off in the distance running up the shore, back to the water, up to the shore, back to the water, up to the shore, back to the water. And the person walks up to him and he's like, what is that person doing? And he gets up there and he could see that it's a young kid. And this kid is grabbing a starfish and running out and throwing it in the ocean. Then running back, grabbing another starfish and throwing it back in the ocean. And the guy walks up to him. This kid is like, what are you doing? And the kid's like, I'm saving starfish. And the guy's like, this is a complete and total waste of time. Look at this. I've been walking for 20 minutes. There's thousands and thousands of them. You're not going to be able to make a difference here. Like, why are you spending all this effort? And so the kid just looks at the man, walks over, grabs one starfish, holds it up, walks over to the water, throws it in and says, made a difference to that one. And that's really sad. That story is always what pulls me out of the hopelessness. Every single time I remind myself of that story, that, you know what, maybe I can't make a difference. Maybe I'm going to fix something in the whole world. That's fine. But you know what? I had a client just recently make it to lose all their weight. We've worked together for a year and now we're multiple months not working together, check in, still successful. I have many stories like this. I don't share most. If you go to my website, you're going to notice you don't see very many testimonials. You don't see a lot of before and after photos. I don't share them. But I have lots. Look, my wife, who helps me with the business, has regularly pushed me to try to go get testimonials and go get before and after photos and share them. And I'm like, I didn't do the work. But I know I helped. I played a role. But I want the person to have all the credit and the glory for their work. And when I think of that starfish story, it's like, my job is to fire somebody because they don't need me, as I said earlier, but not need me means they believe in themselves. Sometimes a person's coming to me just to borrow a little of my belief that they can do this. And then I'll keep helping them. And then when they want to give up, I don't let them give up without a fight. I only talk to the empowered champion within. Because that side's, struggling to believe. Because when I look to old Chris, I know the champion that's in him that he didn't know was there. I know it's there. And I don't think doctors, when they look at a man like him, because I remember how the doctors looked at him, they didn't see a champion. They didn't see somebody that could fix their life, that could take care of themselves, that could turn it around. They didn't see me in there. They didn't see it. All they saw was judgment about what he can't do. And I get it. I get it. They don't fight obesity. They fight all of it. Doctors have a tough gig. I have the pleasure of specializing, just helping guys like him, people that have struggled with their weight their whole life. And I get to understand it intimately. And so when I see a person in front of me, I'm like, you can make this. You can do this. I believe in you. My belief is not fake. My belief is not unfounded. My belief is founded in evidence, and my belief is founded in firsthand practical experience of working with other people. I love it when a person comes to me and they tell me their situation as if somehow it's special. I'm like, you ain't special. We can totally fix this. This is all fixable. This is all fixable. It's going to take 2 years, but it's all fixable. And so I think doctors maybe just don't give up, or they just see the hopeless. Christine said the first practice of doctors to practice medicine. Yeah. But practicing, I don't know that I would agree with that completely, though, because practice medicine is such a broad term. Practicing medicine might mean talking to somebody. So, yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to come talk about the GLP-1 thing today. I didn't really have any, I wasn't expecting, I wasn't thinking this is going to be something we solve today. I was under no illusion about that. But I was hoping that, I guess I'm just beginning to create a little awareness, because I have an interesting vantage point that not a lot of other people see. And to those of you that are not on a GLP-1, be compassionate to those that are. And those of you that are on a GLP-1, be compassionate to those that aren't. I really don't have a problem if a person wants to go on a GLP-1. I only have a problem if a person goes on a GLP-1 and they're uninformed. That's it. I just want you to be well informed when you make your decision. Know what you're signing up for. Know what you're also saying no to. Because remember, when you say yes to a solution, you are saying no to every other solution. It is important to know, what are you saying no to? And for many people, they think they're doing a GLP-1 and they say they've tried everything, but they haven't. They haven't. Again, I have made learning about weight loss my entire existence for 4 years. This is all I do, y'all. I'm obsessed. I live in this office because I love it here. I love what I do. I love it. And I love learning about it. And what I can say is, when a person, I have never yet, and maybe I never will, but so far, I have never encountered a person who says I've tried everything, and then when I talk to them, I find out they've actually tried everything. All I've ever found is they've tried maybe 6 or a dozen things. They had a lot of repeats, but they have not in any way tried everything. But they believe they have. And I don't have a problem if you're thinking about doing a GLP-1. Just don't rush into this decision. Really think about it. What's the end game? What's the end game? And have you tried everything? And if you haven't tried everything, you might consider trying my program, The Guild, which you can't get in because the doors closed last night. Bummer. If you missed it, you missed it. Because as I said, I'm doing this to make a difference. We got our people in. We got a great group of people that are coming in now. I'm super excited to get to work. All the new people, we meet on Tuesday. I'm going to get to know you. We're going to start answering your questions. And we're going to start helping some people lose some weight. We're going to start helping some people work on their relationship with themselves. We're going to start helping people fix their emotional eating. It's going to take time. We're going to help people work on their relationship within their own mind, with their relationship with food, with their friends, with their family. We're going to teach them new coping strategies. We're going to help you change your lifestyle, habits, routines, environment, community, belief systems. We're going to refocus your relationship with failure. I'm going to teach you how to purposely change your thinking, how to on purpose change how you think. That's what I'm here to teach you how to do. And I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat and be like, yep, I'm going to teach you how to do this in 90 days. In 90 days, you will have learned very little. You'll spend 90 days just unlearning all the wrong stuff. And then once you've got all this wrong stuff out of the way, we can start filling your cup up with the good stuff. And this is going to take a long time. So yeah, anyway, just do your work, do your research. And those of you on a GLP-1, I just want you to know, I don't think anything less of your choice. Because as I said, this guy, no, not that guy. Well, he might have, but this guy, I really think there's a world where he'd have taken it, where he'd have taken the GLP-1. I really, really do. And I understand why he would have done it. So I don't fault you. And if you want to stay on it, I'm going to support you. But also know that if you want to come off of it, I'm going to support you. I am working on, it will not be done anytime soon. Like not maybe late 2026, probably 2027. But I am working on, because I'm working on a program to titrate people off of GLP-1s. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to go on GLP-1s and they're going to want to get off of it, and they're going to go off of it. They're going to freak out. I'm not going to know what to do. And I'm realizing, I think I know how to help people get off GLP-1s. Because again, I've been researching for a couple of years now, and I've been specifically researching coming off of it. Because I don't think doctors are going to be prepared. Because I don't think they're going to understand it, how to help people get off of it. So what I want to do is create a program for those that are on GLP-1s to get off. But I want it to be evidence-based. I want it to have been tested. So I'll probably next year do some tests where it's like, I'll look for people that are on GLP-1s that want to get off of it and be like, look, I need to take my hypotheses and test them. But I think maybe that could be my study. I'm gonna have to ponder on that. Anyway, it's something I'm working on. But the reason I'm doing it is because I just know enough to know that you can't just cold turkey go off these things and think you're gonna keep your weight off. Not if you've had a problem with obesity your whole life. Like the odds of that happening are like none. So anyway, have a great day, everybody. Those of you in the guild, good to see you. If you're in my calorie tracking introduction accelerator, we are starting our next week today. Last week was the easy ramp up week. You really didn't have much. This week, the work's going to start to begin. It's going to be fun. And have a great, wonderful, stupendous, fantastic week. Go crush your goals. Go crush your goals. Set a goal. Go fail something this week. Like go bump into a failure. Hold on. I like to send us out with some nice music. Let's do some music, but I got to hear it myself. I do these live, by the way, if you hear this on the podcast. So go have a great week. Go crush your goals. The best way to do this, though, is set a goal that you think you might fail once or twice at. That way, you can fail, turn around, look at that failure and go, all right, what lesson can I get from this? What can I learn? How could I improve this? Maybe you set a goal of like, you know what? I'm going to go work out for 4 times this week. I haven't worked out at all. I'm just going to go for 4 times this week for 10 minutes. Because I'm not very good at showing up. Let's just see how I can do a show up. And then let's say you only go 3, right? Like, okay, I said I was going to go 4, only went 3. What happened? You unpack it, dig in. There's your lesson right there that you found because you created a situation you could fail. And like, that's why I didn't make it. Take that lesson, design a new solution, implement it in the future. Maybe next week you get 4 and you learned something. That failure served you. I don't know. Go try it. Go crush your weight loss goals. And I'll see you next Monday for Monday Morning Motivation.